Hello, friends. I hope this message finds you all doing well. Got a comment here from Heather I wanted to respond to. It's a good question. She says, "Hey, Mark, you said that parasites have to give us clues about what they are doing for those who have eyes to see. I am wondering why they have to and who is making them." It's a really good question. In short, I'll give you my opinion. I'm not necessarily 100% sure if what I'm saying is correct, but I think it's a couple different possibilities. So one would be that because they most don't know what's going on here, most are still part of the deception without even knowing. A lot of these beings, like the teachers, the guides, maybe even the council, and who knows who else, right? Both in the astral and here in the physical, under whatever form they may be in. So most don't know what's going on here and what the purpose of this realm is, or these two realms, or the overarching matrix body, should we say. Can't just lump it in the two, because I do think that there's more than the basic realms. I think the construct of the very matrix is much bigger than any of us could possibly imagine. So keeping that in mind, I believe that because most don't know what's going on and that they believe what they are doing is real, legit, and part of their own process inside the matrix, their own quote-unquote spiritual evolution or growth or what have you, right? So I think orders come down from above, from a very, very small group that are in the know and benefit from the existence of this matrix, aka the stealing of our creator being abilities, our just creativity in general, and of course Loosh. So they believe in the karma, right? They believe in the like that there has to be things resolved or told in order for them to continue evolving spiritually within the matrix constructs. So that's one. The other reason could be that there has to be some sort of disclosure, right? There could be some sort of rule set in existence that has to be followed. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to spell everything out for you, but for those questioning and curious and want answers, those answers should be made available for the curious, for those with eyes to see. That way they can get out of perhaps any sort of maybe retribution that may exist on a larger scale of just existence in general, if that makes any sense. And so, yeah, I really think it could be even a combination of both, right? But perhaps the karma part is the big one. I know we get some sort of full disclosure before getting in here. Maybe full disclosure isn't the best word, but we have an idea of what to expect, when we first kind of quote unquote roll up to the gates of the matrix, and there's different rules that come with being here and being allowed in to for instance take human form, or maybe another form like an animal or a tree spirit or anything like that, right? Or even other realms in the astral, or perhaps other physical realms under the overall matrix umbrella. I think the disclosure process exists, and so there's just a certain rules and things that we're aware of before we even come in here. And then what happens? Of course, we forget. We end up being memory wiped and go from being an eternal being with incredible abilities, and then we basically are then pushed down into probably the lowest form of existence inside the multiverse, I guess we can say, right? So yeah, there very well could be some sort of karmic consequence for them not to share something on a scale that we're not aware of. I can't say for certain which one I absolutely think it is, and like I mentioned before, it could be a combination of both. But needless to say, oh yeah, there is one more thing. I completely forgot to mention this too. It could even be like a form of trolling. Like, hey, ha ha ha, we're throwing all this information in your face. Like, everything's out there. Yeah, you got to deconstruct it, and you got to kind of go through your own awakening process and many, many paradigm shifts. But either way, everybody here goes through that process, and whatever incarnation that happens. And perhaps we've gone through this multiple times and just didn't get far enough, didn't ask the right questions, didn't think about certain things that we should have thought about that would have led us to the answer quicker about the very state of existence and being a human on Earth and what that entails. And, opening the big door, right, and seeing very clearly what's going on here. So yeah, it's they really could be trolling and just saying, ha ha ha, see, like, we're putting all this out there, and still, even when we put all this out there, there's still so many that aren't getting it. And they definitely love to do some trolling. There's no doubt about that. So just something else to consider. I don't have the answer. I don't think there's any way for anyone to really have the answer. But I guess if I had to kind of force myself to say what I think it is, there very well could be some sort of rule set or something in quote-unquote the terms of service when we come here that hints will be given, clues will be given, and they're not going to be in the most obvious form unless you go through your awakening and paradigm shifts while here in whichever incarnation it is that it happens. So yeah, tough to say, but there's no shortage of clues, there's no shortage of truth, there's no shortage of truth with deception out there. And as we go along in this process, I find the discernment meter just gets more and more fine-tuned, and we're able to just see through this bullshit. So hope that helped a little bit, and I want to thank Heather for the comment, and hope you all have a good rest of your day, and maybe we'll see each other sometime soon for a stream. Take care of yourselves. Much love.